Hi, welcome to Ivy Creates. In this video today, we are going to be making a project out of our tumbling tower game, which is like a Jenga game, but this came from the Dollar Tree. It cost all of $1, and you can use the little blocks for anything. They're like having Lincoln Logs or something. By the way, with Lincoln Logs, $50 now if you try to find those jokers. Anyways, I used to love to play with those when I was a kid, so now that I'm an adult, I'm going to play with tumbling towers. And what we're going to be doing today is making a cell phone stand to hold our cell phone. And so if we wanted to watch something on it, we could. Just a real simple little stand. We could watch on it or play on it or whatever we wanted to do. So you can see the phone sits in it, and it has a little lip on the front so that it doesn't fall out of it. And next we have a coaster. This is a coaster that I made, and you could use it as a trivet, you could use it as a coaster, you can add it to something else, and it's just a really nice thing to have as far as that goes. You know, you can use them as a hot coaster or a cold coaster, however you want to use it. And they're just really simply glued together with the glue gun, and I'm going to show you in just a second. The hardest part was getting the patterns right so that it came to a complete square and not a rectangle. So I'm going to open the multicolored tumbling tower game, and you can get that one, or you can get the plain one that you also see on the screen, and that one's not colored. The one has different colored blocks in it. And since I was already using that, I was going to go ahead and get out the different colored blocks. And so we'll begin to work on how to assemble them and where to put them. So the first thing I want to do is make the backing for the cell phone stand. Now that's going to require me to have at least 3 in a row and then 2 on the top. And you can see I'm situating them there. So I have 3 in a row there, and I'm going to use probably the same exact ones that I have for the other little stand right next to it. And I'm going to put the 2 dark ones on the top there and glue them together. And you want to put a decent amount of bead of glue to make it stick. And the first thing I'm going to do is put the 3 of them. Now this is showing you just the plain tumbling tower game that doesn't have any color in it. Please subscribe if you value this video, and share and spread the love. Thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. So we're back to our little cell phone stand, and we're beginning to get it ready to be glued. And it doesn't matter how the pattern looks. It's up to you how the pattern should look. It's completely your choice. So go ahead and get the glue gun and get them out, and we're going to put a full bead of glue on it. Now when I put them together, I tend to move it back and forth just a little bit so that I can make sure that it's seated well on it, and touch it all around the sides to make sure that it's even and not crooked or hanging over or anything like that. And then when the glue gets on there and you have the little bit of excess glue, if you wait just a second till it kind of gets a little harder, then you can actually scrape it off with your fingernail, anything that is excess. So again, I'm gluing the end pieces on there for the topper, and you can do it in any pattern you want to do it, like clearly I've done with the coaster there. And I did record this live on Facebook on my Deanna Carroll page that I have on Facebook, and I was live on there doing this, so that's why the recording is kind of a little bit not as good as it normally is. And hopefully I'll get better at this as time goes on. So you can see I've got the pieces glued together. Now I'm going to start to add the bottom pieces to it and get it to where it'll stand properly. So I looked at the back of that one to show where it stands, and it's just a little bit down from the top of that block and that gives it plenty of room so that it can lay back and stand properly. So there it is glued to it, and you can see how it looks on the back, the same height as the other one. That makes sure that it stands properly and it's not leaning too far back or leaning too far forward. The next thing I do is grab a block for the bottom, and the bottom, it's important to make sure that it rests properly so that way it'll be stable and it won't fall over. So the bottom piece, when you've got it sitting up and you've already got the back on, you put that bottom piece and you just lay it up against the bottom like that, and it'll leave a little room, but it'll add another stability to the actual cell phone stand. So that one is what that one's for, is to add more stability. So I'm just going to glue that on there, and then I'm going to glue another one to make sure the ledge is thick enough to hold the cell phone. So that's the important for the second piece, is that the ledge be thick enough, or wide enough, or whatever you want to call it, deep enough. So I'm gluing the other piece on there, as you can see, and it's kind of hard. I go out of frame a lot. Sorry about that. So now I have to glue another piece, one more block on the cell phone stand. Now this one I'm going to go about halfway up the front block, because I want it to have a ridge or a ledge to be able to hold the cell phone in place so it won't slide off of the stand. So that you can see I take it about halfway up and glue it to it like that, and a small bead of glue on that, and that way it doesn't slide down. You can see in this picture here better. So we're going to be doing that next, and just going to take a little bit of glue, dab it on there. Yeah, I wish I could get like adult size Lincoln Logs, because that would make me very happy. Then I could build whatever I wanted to. I saw that they did build houses out of Legos, and that just overwhelmed me. I would love that. But, we can all dream. So this is showing how it sits and everything. If you wanted to do something bigger, you can use like the coaster size, or you could add them all together. Just, to make them a different size. I've got the next video that will be coming up where I do actually put the coasters I've made together and show you how to do that and make a house, like a shelf sitter sign. Please subscribe if you found value in this, because I want you to come back. Alright, so in the next video I will be doing something a little different, so stay tuned for that one. Now here I am making a coaster, and I'm trying to decide the best way to do the design, and the most important thing is that it come out square. And so I'm putting all of my little blocks in order before I get to the point of actually gluing it. So you can do that however you wish to do it, whatever pattern you do it. This is just what I chose. So it comes out to be like two rectangles. So I start with the two rectangles individually so that I can get them glued, and it's very particular how you have to glue this, because the three sideways pieces have to be glued on two sides. So you want to make sure that you're doing it in order of how you're supposed to do it, from the end piece to the middle piece to the other end piece. And I know that sounds crazy, but it just makes sure that it's all in order so that it will be glued everywhere that it needs to be glued. So you can see that I'm doing that and taking off the excess glue as much as I can. You see that end piece right there. I'm going to glue the side and the back, and then stick the little end piece in, and then next the finishing piece on the end there. And I glue these two pieces for this coaster separately, because it just makes it a whole lot easier that way. And then I glue the two pieces together. So you will see that as I'm gluing the next few pieces. Like I said, please stay tuned for future videos, and subscribe, share, like, all the good stuff. Visit my page, Deanna Carroll, and see what goes on there, because I'm going to try to be doing lives and giveaways and all kinds of good things. But I really hope that you're enjoying my videos and just little things that you can do. I have to give props to Miss Amber Strong, who's my business coach. She got me, I didn't even know that these little games existed. And I found out that she got them. She was doing crafts with these as well. So thanks for the inspiration to Amber Strong. She's a fantastic business coach and very much inspirational. So now I'm fitting the two pieces together to figure out which way that they fit best. So I found that, and then I'm going to glue them together and hold it just a minute. It takes no time to glue. I did actually bust one of these apart just to see how it would hold up, and I was surprised it was relatively strong and held up real well. So just know that even though I'm using hot glue, you could use E6000, you could use whatever you want to use as far as that wood glue, anything. And you do have to be careful though, because these little cheap blocks, some of them are not perfectly the right size. So do check that whenever you're putting things together. That's a good reason to lay it out in advance. But they do come out really pretty and make for a nice pattern. Now you could paint it, you could Mod Podge it, you could do anything you want. And it is thick enough little wood piece there that it's not going to hurt anything if you put a wet drink on it or a hot drink or whatever. It won't hurt your surface. So it came out really well. I like the two pieces even laying side by side like that. I could use them as a trivet for in the kitchen for pots and pans that are hot, for different things. I just have like a million ideas I could think of. But thank you for watching, and please subscribe again to my Facebook and to our YouTube page, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you. Come and craft with me.